And now, you're tuned into Tampa Bay's RBLR Sports.
Hi, hello, how are ya? I didn't unmute in time because I was dancing. My name is Liz Wiederick. This is Tom DePinto. Tom, how are you doing today? This is RBLR Sun FC. I'm doing everything out of order and kind of weird today because it's been that kind of week and it's only Tuesday. I'm posting on Wednesday, but I'm sure most of our listeners will agree that for some reason, even though it's a short week, it feels like the longest week.
Yeah. Sometimes when it is a short week and you know it's going to be a short week, it makes every single day feel twice as long somehow.
Yes.
Liz, I read about the devil's hole pupfish earlier today and how it's the vertebrate with the smallest natural habitat. It only lives in one small cave in the Southwest, and there's been these ongoing. It's trying to die, and we're not letting it because that would be a bad thing. And it's just got me feeling really out of sorts right now. I part of me is here doing the podcast with you, and part of me is in Devil's Hole trying to make sure the pupfish are okay and they're not getting eaten by their recently introduced diving beetle predator. But hey, I'm here, mostly.
Well, if it helps, we've only discovered 10% of the ocean, so it could have other habitats we just don't know about.
It's a freshwater fish, Liz. It doesn't have other habitats.
Well, you shot that down. Thanks.
Yeah. There's a Catalina pupfish down in Mexico. Very similar situation, only lives in one desert hole, already dead. So, look, the writing's on the wall. We're doing everything we can, but it's complicated. There's a lot of issues. This is a soccer podcast.
Stay on RBLR Fish FC.
Hey, look out for the off season, guys. We're getting deep into the ecological weeds.
We're gonna go real. I can't. The word was there and then it was gone.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Tom.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for?
Oh, we're doing that already.
Yeah.
Look,
why not? Just do it right at the top.
It's easy. It's community. It's friends. It's family. It's my dear sweet mother, who I'm making eye contact. I know you're cleaning a cabin in New Mexico right now, but look at me, Mom. Look at me. I love you. That's my mom. So, yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. She's great. It's good to have family, not just my mom, my dad too. He listens sometimes. So, hey, but yeah, it's good.
Mama,
good to have
Papa,
family that loves
or
you.
no, it's not Mama DePinto anymore. She's I don't know her new last name, but that's okay.
Mama new last name. Yeah.
Yeah, Mama new last name. Yeah,
we got family here.
Mama new last name. Because
they
keep putting once a game. It's F last name.
Oh yeah, F last name. The USL legend. Yeah,
yes.
New last name. Is the new
I tied it in. It's barely, but it's there.
Yeah. We got our community and family here. We got our family out in Arizona. Shout out MSP. I hope you guys get your Super League team soon. Because I want to go back to Phoenix. But yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my family, Elizabeth. How about you?
I'm thankful for the heat wave because it's kind of bonkers how fast this came together and how quickly and how easily. I have a scarf. I think I can't say for sure. I'm pretty sure at least one or maybe two other teams have supporters with scarves.
The League One team, right? Spokane, Lexington.
Yeah. And we have a logo. It's insane. I have no words. People brought their own drums out. They bring them out every game too. It's a lot of work. Getting there early for the game, setting everything up, lugging everything at the end, every single game, man. I am so thankful for the people who have decided that this was something that they really wanted to put their time and effort into. And I'm so thankful for the people that I've met, and just it's cool.
Hey, new people every week too. That's part of the beautiful part. The more people I find out, about the team,
Insane.
about
Like
us.
I finally sold the last the first order of scarves. I finally sold the last one to some guy who was like, "It's my first game. I finally made it." And I was like, "Hell yeah, man. I love it."
Keep coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we always knew it was there for Tampa. We just needed someplace for everywhere to be, for everyone to show up at. It's really special. It is nice to grow something from the ground up and have it actually flourish like we are,
Yeah. Yeah, and just the level of dedication people have put into something that's just a hobby, a side project, something they do on the weekends is
Yeah.
just mind-boggling.
Best fans in the league. Amanda Vandervoort knows it. She just can't say it out loud.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay, so we didn't have a game.
nope. No game
That
last
kind of
week.
sucks.
We were supposed to play Brooklyn, but that game got moved up. We already played Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Kind of wish it hadn't got moved up because that wasn't a good game.
Yeah.
But hey, so no game this past weekend. No big deal. This coming weekend, no game.
No game.
Nope. So no game to recap. No game to preview. That's the whole show. We'll see you next week. See you later.
Yeah, bye.
What? Yep.
I love it.
Oh, you hit the music. Say bye, Fafo. No, we're not. We're not done. We're not going anywhere. We're not done here. Listen up. Just because we didn't play doesn't mean other teams didn't. Doesn't mean women's soccer stopped happening. Doesn't mean the world stopped turning. All right. There were some other games. You want to get into the league matches? Do some recaps real quick. Make sure everybody knows what's going on in the Super League, even though it wasn't involving us.
Sure. So,
Sure.
Dallas had a busy week. They played Spokane on last Wednesday. So the last day we posted 0-0. Very exciting.
Yes. I'm told by the Spokane fans that I talked to that it was a tactically interesting draw with a lot of interesting midfield battles. I didn't watch, and I am more than happy to take them at their word. I love the USL Super League. I love this podcast. I love staying informed. I'm not the kind of guy to go back and watch 90 minutes of a 0-0 draw. Sorry.
No. No, that is for what's his USL Tactics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for that homie.
Shout out John Morrissey. Great work, man.
That's dedication on a level I'll never understand or ever achieve, quite frankly.
I like one team.
Terrible to say, but whew, yeah.
So yes, their busy week continued. They took on Carolina Ascent on Saturday, this past Saturday. And Liz, do you want to say the line? What did we do to Carolina?
We broke them. Yay, we broke Carolina. We broke Carolina. They lost to us. Now they're going to lose to everybody.
They lose to everybody. It's everybody's turn now. We open the floodgates.
Yeah.
It was a long time coming for Carolina. They came out pretty good. They won the first league game ever. They won a couple more games. They started drawing some games, and that was weird. I thought they were really good. Why are they drawing these games all of a sudden? Why are these games kind of like defensive stalemates? And that's okay. Oh, no. Why do they all of a sudden have a negative expected goals? That's weird. What's going on in Charlotte? So, yeah, it was a long time coming. We broke them. They're done. Carolina, see you next year. I don't think it's quite so dire. But,
No. I think I'm hoping they'll adjust.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I thought they would adjust already, but
yeah. I mean, it's. I think it's hard when you're already a little gobsmacked from losing your first game ever. You go back out and you get scored on in the 3rd minute. Shout out Sam Meza, UNC grad, fastest goal in USL Super League history, and she only goes and does it against one of the best teams in the league.
I love it. Honestly, let's just keep the humiliation coming for Carolina.
Yes.
Like next, I want them to lose to like DC.
Yeah.
Or Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Hey, I'm not ready to transition, but that's a really good transition.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry, my bad.
yeah, that is not only Carolina's second loss ever, that is Carolina's first loss at home. So great work there.
Give it up for Dallas, honestly.
Actually,
Good job. Doing it away too after doing a game like 3 days before. Honestly, give it up for Dallas. That's a tough one.
Yeah, Carolina no longer the Ascent; they're the Carolina Descent, and I think Dallas gets to be the Ascent now. You can be the Trinity too, but you're the Dallas Ascent now. You guys are doing really good stuff out there.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with them lately. So
before we move on, though, to the rest of the league from Tampa Bay, you're welcome.
Yep. Especially you, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Especially Brooklyn. There's I actually looked. There is a CVS just across the bridge over the Harlem River. You guys can stop in there, pick up a nice thank you card, send it down to Ybor City. We'd be more than happy to hang that up because I think you owe it to us, Brooklyn. We gave you Sidney Martinez. We let you beat us.
Honestly.
Yeah. We've been really kind to Brooklyn this year.
Yeah. Well, not more kind than Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Because then they have the Brooklyn's best player, right? Is not from Fort Lauderdale or something like that.
Yeah, Luana Gravius, the
I know we covered this last week, but
yeah.
just like
the first ever, I think maybe only ever interleague transfer still at this point. Yeah, really good piece of business there for Fort Lauderdale United. Way to give up the only player who's ever scored a hat trick in this league.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah. So maybe not necessarily Brooklyn's best player, but definitely one of their best.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of Fort Lauderdale humiliating themselves as often as they can, it seems like at this point, at least on the field, they lost to DC. Whew. Who does that?
That's cute.
Yeah, that's DC's third win on the season out of 13 games at this point. So not a huge amount of victories for the Power.
They do have kits.
They do have jerseys now, actual non-training jerseys.
3 wins and a kit. That's not bad.
Hey, if that's my soccer team in like a pickup rec league down here in Tampa Bay, I'd be more than happy. I'd be happy with just kits. So t-shirts. But yeah, I did watch some of that game, and then I did watch the highlights. Fort Lauderdale looked like they had a lot of. It was at home for them, and they looked like they had a lot of good momentum. It wasn't raining for once down there in Davie, so they were able to pass the ball around. They were able to make some things happen towards the box. Shania Gordon on the left inside. Yeah, because they were playing soccer, and they're not actually.
No, because it wasn't raining.
Because it wasn't raining.
Maybe they need the rain. Yeah.
They're the yin to our yang. We're fueled by the sun.
They're fueled by the ocean. The rain.
It's a real Groudon Kyogre type situation with the two teams.
Well, I mean, actually, there is actually a Sun and Moon Pokemon.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Sorry, not to.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll workshop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Fort Lauderdale had a lot of good chances. They got the ball inside the box. There was one really kind of Benny Hill, Three Stooges series of play where they just like had the ball in the box, and DC like couldn't get it out, and they were like kicking it against each other, and it was like bounced around like a pinball, and then whoever had it for Fort Lauderdale just like shot it right at the goalie, and she caught it. And I was like, wow, that is one of the most Fort Lauderdale DC things that could have happened. That is so on brand for these two teams right now.
So we need like a clip of it, and then we need like the carnival music that's like da 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 da.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on in the game. Like you could tell they were trying, but man, it wasn't there. And to that end, they were trying. It wasn't there for 93 minutes. DC Power finally scored in the 92nd, 93rd stoppage time late. Katie Duong, my girl from Minnesota Aurora, big fan of hers, just sort of lofted one up. You know, that feeling when there's not a lot of time left in the game. You just got to get into the box, see if something happens. Nothing ever does, but hey, it feels good. Sent a big towering ball into the box, and Anna Bagley for DC, first goal of the season, just sort of barely got her head on it, nudged it backwards past the goalie, who was nothing you could do. So to control play for that long, control the dribble, get inside the box, have these good chances until the shot is taken. It's like, man, Fort Lauderdale, you guys are almost there. And then to get scored on in the 92nd, 93rd minute, that is, man, that sucks for you guys. As a Sun fan, I love it, man. That's awesome. That's cool stuff. My team's winning games. We look good. We feel good. We got good attendance. Our historic rivals are just, yeah, it's pretty cool. So I feel good.
They are being Fort Lauderdale.
They are Fort Lauderdaling. So yeah, that was the Super League. Dallas doing their thing, Spokane doing their thing, which is hard-fought draws apparently. Again, taking people's words for it, because I've been burned watching Spokane too many times. I'm not going to do it on purpose again. But hey, Dallas is on the come up. Fort Lauderdale's on the descent. Carolina's on the descent. I like the way the league's heading. Yeah.
Speaking of other leagues, the NWSL did have a championship this past Sunday. Is that Sunday?
Weekend.
Yeah, weekend. One of those. Sunday. It was Sunday.
Been a long week, evidently. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. You know what it was? There was so much soccer on this weekend is what it was, because there was the USL championship final, right? It was Saturday.
Yep. Shout out Wantahara.
Yeah, and then we had there were these the games that we just talked about.
All two of them.
And then there was some one other match. I thought there was one other big match besides the NWSL one on this weekend. There was MLS too, but blah.
Oh, the MLS things happened. I was watching the College Cup like almost constantly, it felt like.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
But the Orlando Pride had a freaking phenomenal match, honestly. The Spirit didn't show up. It was not good. The Spirit were just very the whole match. It was
I feel like they limped into the final, Washington. They had that late winner, right, in the semis?
They had Croy Bethune.
Yeah,
and she hadn't injured herself doing a first pitch.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
For real skis.
Oh my god.
She was doing the first pitch for the Washington Nationals or something like that.
Yeah.
And she injured herself.
You don't have to throw the ball that hard when you do that. That's kind of
it's absolutely bonkers. Absolutely insane. If they had Croy Bethune, I think maybe things would have been different. But then you have the combined power of Marta and Barbara Banda, and I'm pretty sure that power combined is the strongest soccer force in the world.
Yeah. BBC Women's Footballer of the Year, Barbara Banda at that.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know. Just Marta.
Yeah, just Marta. She's decent.
It was really fun to watch, though. Marta's goal, which if you should go back and if you have not seen it, which if you haven't seen it, first of all, what's wrong with you? It's beautiful. Barbara Banda goes down in an injury, and Marta picks up the ball like so fast, like it was like they had rehearsed it. Okay, and then Marta's coming in. Okay, she's got two defenders on her. Okay, and she's coming in. She ducks around. She does a little like fake around them. And then they both slide in unison. It looks you'd think it was AI or something, or like edited, but it all like if I didn't see, I was in the bathroom, unfortunately. But if Mike hadn't seen it, my boyfriend, I wouldn't believe it either. But both the defenders go down, and then she gets just around the keeper to shoot it, and she just loses her mind.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Well earned. Yeah, it's always a beautiful thing when you put a defender on their ass. When you do it to two at the same time, and they do the same animation when they do it, essentially. Wow,
I'm not kidding, listeners. If you haven't gone and watched Marta's goal, just go Google it. Google like NWSL final Marta, and it'll come up, and it is worth the 30 seconds because it is just it belongs in the Louvre.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. And it was just I'll wrap up on it in a minute. It was just really nice to watch Marta talk about how important it was to her, because she does have a lot of accolades under her belt, and she says that this was the most important game ever. She it was the first game that her mom had come to watch her on US soil, which was really, really cool. I don't know if this indicates that she might retire. She might try and go one more. I do know that, obviously a championship match is special and would warrant, a trip. But I hope this means she might stay for another year. I have so much pride and respect for Marta for so many reasons, but most of all for sticking with Orlando.
Yeah, exactly.
Orlando was trash. Or they have not made the playoffs since her first year.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's
been there like 7-8 years at this point.
2017.
2017. And to stick through what were some really dismal Pride seasons for a while there.
Yeah. Rough bottom of the table. Yeah.
Yeah. To be a player as good as Marta, as accustomed to winning and scoring goals and competing with an elite group around you with the Brazil national team, to tough it out with Orlando for this. She could have stayed in the NWSL and just found a better team, but
yeah, I have to admit, I was kind of surprised she didn't at some point, but I think she liked Orlando for whatever reason, whether it was the community, whether it was the team, whether it was, I don't know.
It's a good way.
She liked it. She stayed there, and she chose to be the Christine Sinclair of Orlando, and that is something.
Yeah, you could be a legend in one place, or you can be a winner in a bunch of places, and
yeah,
I guess being a legend in one place is, that's huge. It speaks so much to Marta's character to tough it out through the dark years for Orlando and finally bring this home for them. I know we're Tampa Bay soccer fans. We got our problems with the men's team out there, but I don't care about the men's team. The women's team, the Pride, the Black Swan Drinking Club, all them fans out there, I've never had anything but good experiences with. Everybody I've ever met who's a Pride fan deserves this moment so much. I'm really happy for them.
Yeah. No, I'm very proud to have I don't have the scarf up here. It's up in the living room with all my other scarves, but I have my inaugural Pride scarf. I have my Marta jersey. I do have a Morgan jersey too, of course.
Yep. Yeah, that was
okay. All right, I gushed a whole bunch about Marta. Talk about the College Cup now.
She deserves it. Yeah, yes, the College Cup. Guys, do you like the U.S. Open Cup? Do you wish there was more tournament soccer, more upsets, more several games happening at the same time? You got to be watching the College Cup, y'all. I'm going to talk about the women's side. We're a women's soccer podcast. We're down to the Elite Eight, and it's truly an elite group of 8 teams. Yeah, I did that right. I did the math right. I know what I'm doing here.
There you go.
And they all deserve to be there. There's no real. That's part of the magic is March Madness. Open Cup is the Cinderellas, but they don't typically last this long anyway. So we don't really have any Cinderellas left. We just got a bunch of really good soccer teams.
Okay.
There's one game I believe USC, Southern Cal versus Wake Forest, happening this Black Friday. And the rest are going to be on Saturday. And I think there's also a lot of the Men's College Cup happening Saturday as well. But I highly recommend you tune in. Duke versus Virginia Tech is on the slate, and Duke is my pick to win the entire thing right now. They have not allowed a goal in 3 games during the tournament. They've drawn twice, lost once, or lost twice, drawn once. I forget how the NCAA does their win-loss draw. But really good program, really good season they've had up there. They came into the tournament as a 1 seed for a reason. USC and Wake Forest on Friday is going to be a really solid game. I think USC is a 4 and Wake Forest is a 5 seed. So they're kind of sneaking in. They only really seed teams 1 through 8 and then fill everybody else in as unseeded. So if you're down in the 5, 6, 7, 8, you're kind of sneaking in still at this point. So North Carolina, Penn State, another one. North Carolina, really good programs. I'm not even like a Tar Heel fan, but I feel like the universe keeps trying to make me one. Stan Meza.
It's only like, I think the most amount of national team players have come from North Carolina.
It makes a lot of sense. The guy,
Somebody told me that.
His name Doonan, I want to say Durnan. His name's escaping me right now, but the women's coach for the Tar Heels was there for like 20 years. And when you got that kind of continuity at coach, it means a lot to a program. He retired pretty recently.
You mean like GSB?
Yeah. There's a reason USF was pretty good. Sam Meza, Dallas Trinity, scored the fastest goal in Super League history. She's a Tar Heel grad, UNC. So that's a good game to look forward to. And then Stanford, Notre Dame, 2 absolute giants of college sports, much less women's soccer. That's our 4th game for the weekend in the Women's College Cup. Only 4 games left. They're all going to be bangers. I don't doubt it. Can Virginia Tech score on Duke? Maybe. I'm going to say no. I don't know if Duke gets scored on for the rest of the tourney, but it's just, and I'm overstating maybe how dominant they are. It hasn't been blowouts. They're going to run into some trouble with VT, with whoever they play next. It's tournament soccer is really fun. It's really special. I got a big soft spot in my heart for college soccer in general. The way the clock counts down, the way it goes to overtime and penalty kicks, and it's all very American and it's fun. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend,
it's truly soccer.
I really recommend
putting on not football.
Some good old American soccer right there. It's going to be a blast. The entire tournament has been a blast, and I don't see it slowing down at all.
Awesome. Okay. So your pick, you said, is for the whole thing is Duke.
I got the Duke Blue Devils. You want to throw a pick in there, Liz?
Yeah, I got a soft spot for Wake Forest because I have a friend who went to a camp there. So we're gonna say Wake Forest.
That's, if there's any Cinderella left, it's the Demon Deeks, the 5 seed. So I like it, but
we're picking entirely on vibes. I know absolutely nothing other than what you just told me, and honestly, I'm still really picking on vibes.
Yeah, I hope they could upset the Trojans. I think it'll be interesting, but USC really good too. But hey, not a bad team to pick out of the 8 left. They all deserve to be there. What else is going on?
So then some indoor things happened.
Yeah, actually, do you mind? I'm going to pump back up real quick, and by up I mean north. I'm going to go to the Northern Super League, in Canada.
Oh, okay, yeah, go for it.
They're cribbing our style a little bit with the name Super League, but I guess we also took that from England, the WSL. I guess that's just what you call your women's league. It's women are super. So yeah, Canada's got their own women's top flight now. They're not relying on the NWSL. USL Super League, kind of proof of concept, I guess, even though I'm sure the NSL has been in works. They got 8 teams up there in all the cities you would expect. Name 8 Canadian cities. Those are where the teams are. I'm not going to do it for you, okay? But there's a bit of kind of an interesting issue for us as Super League fans, USL Super League fans, that is, where we are a first division in name, but sort of a de facto 1.5 second division, just based on the way things are shaken out so far. Could change in the future. Canada, the NSL is the first division, but operating again in the same kind of ecosystem as the NWSL. Up there in the NSL, they run the same international player rules as they do for the men's top flight, the Canadian Premier League, where you can only have 7 non-Canadian players on your team.
Okay.
So it's going to make for some interesting roster construction. They did finally just sign their first American. That is Croy Soto, not Bethune, Croy Soto. She was kind of a bench depth center back for the Dash. Had played a bit for another team in the NWSL prior to that, and got a couple more minutes. But she's playing for AFC Toronto, big city team. First American, so you won't think there's going to be too many players looking to make that jump from Super League to Super League because of the roster limits. So I would think maybe you could kind of look at some of the Canadians in Super League, the USL Super League, going up north. But the thing about that is there's only 4 of them. And we here at the Tampa Bay Sun have 2 of the Canadians. We are hoarding Canucks down here. Our 2 Canadians, Viv Bissett, Jordan Listro, don't see them going anywhere. Don't see them going back home. I think home to them is probably Tampa. They're USF grads. They've been here. They love the city.
Listro still goes home to Toronto.
She does.
Yeah, I definitely saw her post on Instagram recently. Like, not recently, but there was like a 2 or 3 week break, I want to say we had, and she did go home.
Okay, and Bissett's like a fresh grad, so.
Yeah, I can't speak for her.
Yeah.
I do know that she has significant other down here, so that kind of helps with like giving like
That's
ties
right.
to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think Listro's relationship with Coach Denise is going to do enough to keep her here, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I think she plays enough. I think she's a constant starter. When she doesn't start, she comes in as early as Denise likes to make substitutes around the hour mark. So I don't think she would want to leave, even if she's got those ties. I don't know what the quality of play difference is going to be between USL and Northern. But if it's mostly Canadians, it'll be good, but I don't know how good. I don't think the USL Super League is operating under these stringent build your national team up type roster rules where you can only have 7 non-Americans, because a lot of teams have a lot more than 7 non-Americans. So it's not something we have to worry about. So I'd venture to say they both stay.
The only thing is, you have to take into account, though, is that Croy Soto was playing for the Dash, which ended the season with 20 points at the very bottom of the table, which I was surprised that even Utah did better than them.
Wow, yeah, Utah was up.
So I'd want to leave too, quite frankly. If you're a second string for a team that's at the bottom of the table, yeah, I don't think I don't see opportunities there.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with Croy Soto's game, so I don't want to speak to it too much, but if you're making 4 games on the season for a team that finished with 20 points on the season, that's not super inspiring. You know what I mean?
42 goals against.
Yeah, Houston, not great.
Sorry, that's so many.
I've seen some Canadians that are like, oh, we're taking players from the NWSL now for our league. And it's like, buddy, kind of, yes. You have taken
technically, just like we did, technically, yes.
Yes, yeah. I don't think, I would love to see some cooperation between the leagues in the future, maybe some friendlies or an interleague cup between the champions or something. But I do feel pretty confident that the USL is going to have just a higher rate quality of play than the Northern Super League.
See, I want to see a cup between them, but there's the silly NWSL Liga Emma Ekis thing that they do, and I feel like they're very tied to that because they're not really tied to MLS, but they're kind of tied to, like, metaphorically tied. Not metaphorically, that's not the right word, but like They're not tied to MLS, but I think they want to be tied to MLS because they like what MLS looks like.
Sure.
They like how how elite MLS looks and feels.
Yeah.
I'm not describing this super great, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be associated with MLS.
Yeah. I think, there are more similarities. You're going to see that relationship between Liga MXA and NWSL. And then I think Super League and Super League are kind of closer. But they do run that traditional North American calendar. Their season starts in April. So I don't know if there's going to be any preseason matches. Maybe the like Vancouver has a team. Maybe they can spot Spokane for a friendly in there. But I just don't know if
the Northern Super League is starting in April?
They're starting in April, yeah. So a little bit later than like traditional, but it's a small league too. They got like 8 teams.
Fair enough.
And they're not doing the break. They're not doing all the fun stuff we're doing. But yeah, I don't see like, even with the level of play probably being pretty similar, I don't see like too many friendlies happen because the USL teams are going to be in like their playoff mode when Canada's in their preseason mode. So I don't think we're going to be like, yeah, let's stop what we're doing and play the Montreal Roses, But maybe they got a mid-season break and a postseason game for a Super League USL team. But it's just good to see Canada, getting a real women's top flight, just like the CPL has been pretty successful too. So I think it'll be good up there. I did mention earlier there's 4 Canadians. We got 2 of them. One of them is on Lexington, Amanda Allen. She's a loanee from Orlando, so she ain't going nowhere. And then the other one, the only player I could really see out of USL going back home to Canada would be Wayne Bellata from Spokane. She's a Montreal native. She really hasn't played too much for Spokane this season, so I could see that being an opportunity she'd be willing to take to go back home to Quebec. It's a different Quebec's different too than anywhere else in Canada. So if you're from there, you probably like it. I'll say that. Yeah, that is the Northern Super League. It's something to keep an eye on in April, but they're signing players already, which is good to see. And yes, Liz, you're right. There is some indoor stuff happening.
As I jump ahead, I forgot. I missed that completely in the little document.
Yeah, we jumped around a little bit on our notes. That's real Thanksgiving.
So I heard there's some indoor soccer going on.
Hey, I love indoor soccer. I'm gonna use I fucking love indoor soccer. We're late enough in. I'm gonna use my one on that. Yeah. So the Major Arena Soccer League is starting up. The Major Arena Soccer League women's division has already started, and this is the first season that the MSL has a women's league under its purview, which is really cool to see. So the men's league kicks off Black Friday at 6:00 with St. Louis Ambush and KC Comets. Tune in. It's always a good game. Those 2 teams hate each other. Someone might get punched, and I mean that legitimately. And then on Saturday, there's
so many in the women's league.
There's so many, yes.
There's none of them down here many.
None of them in Florida, huh? You good?
Yeah,
Cool.
We could have had it all, that one Adele song playing in my head now, like with the tropics.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah. You said the T word and I'm hurt now. But yeah, the women's league, gonna be a good game. The Cincinnati Sirens and the Louisville Triumph is the women's match this weekend, Saturday at 6 p.m. And those are both 2 really good teams. Cincinnati's been around for a while in what used to be the PASL, the Premier Arena Soccer League, got bought out by MASL, and now it's all under one big umbrella. Very cool things that the MASL is doing that like outdoor soccer should maybe think about doing. One umbrella, kind of helping all your programs out. But hey, I don't know, man.
Logic. Reasoning.
Yeah.
We don't do that in U.S. soccer.
No. Yeah. And to be fair, arena soccer, not at all affiliated with the United States Soccer Federation. So they're not infected by the same brain diseases that everybody else here is. They have their own special brain diseases.
It's like different brain worms.
Yeah. And yeah, most of the games will be on YouTube for both the men's league and the women's league. So super accessible. Check the schedule, tune in. It's a blast to watch. It's super fun indoor soccer. I love it.
I did not know there was going to be a women's league. I'm very excited. I do not know who my team is going to be though, because wow, there's a broad, lots of them.
Some of them look really cool, and some of them are there. There are some interesting ones.
San Antonio Slayers.
That's really good.
A name.
That's really
That's
good.
a name. That's some of these would be such good derby names, like derby team names. Ooh.
See? Think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll probably get deep into the NASL women's league.
And then you just have Detroit City FC being boring as shit. Okay.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's actual Detroit City FC, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, okay. No, that is cool.
Yeah, they play at the field house where they do all their stuff. So yeah, I mean, they'll obviously be one to look out for because they had a really good they had a W League team that did really good too, right? DCFC?
Yes, I believe so.
It'll probably be a lot of the same people there. Which is cool. And I'm super jealous, honestly. Yeah, College Cup. No USL this weekend, this Thanksgiving weekend. All the players get to go to their families. College Cup, indoor soccer. We're in that fun part of American soccer where there used to be nothing but indoor soccer, but now we got the USL, but also we're not doing it in December or January either, so everything's very weird. But hey, you've got options, folks. Pay attention.
We have a little bit of December.
We got a little bit. Just a little.
It's got to count for something.
We got 2 weeks.
And we're starting early.
Pretty good, yeah. Yeah, we'll be back this February 3rd. Don't forget.
Yeah.
We'll remind you every week until then.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. That's definitely going to happen.
All right. Yeah, Liz, keep
all right,
at
that about wraps it up. I hope everyone has
everything.
a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving.
Love you guys.
That'll do it.
We did it.
Bye.
Like, subscribe. Liz.
Oh yeah, hit all the buttons. Like, subscribe, follow, Blueskis, YouTube, especially the YouTubes. Come look at our beautiful faces on YouTube. Yeah. We're so cute. We make facial expressions and do funny things.
I'm very expressive. Liz is wearing all the colors. We look great. Look at us.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.